Every twist and turn in life is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself, your interests, your talents, and how to set and then achieve goals. For me, growing up felt like a roller coaster ride at times, but looking back, I don't think that it was such a bad thing. It was all part of the excitement of being young. With a donut in each hand, anything is possible. There was a time when I was young and unemployed, struggling to start my career. During my A-levels, I was hit by a car, which shattered my bones and left me confined to my bedroom for a year. Weirdly, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. We are genuinely in a world that criticizes women even when they are going through the biggest physical challenge of their life, pregnancy. I get particularly depressed by the way teenagers are portrayed in the media. They are massively underestimated. They are bright, intelligent people who are given less and less opportunity. They are an ignored generation. Women's bodies have always been used as a spectacle and objectified. I wanted to be a part of telling women there is no segregation. There is no need to ever not feel beautiful or glamorous. There should be nothing that gets in your way. We're in a situation where talented, motivated school leavers and graduates can send off 100 CVs and not get a reply, and where a trip to the job center is depressing rather than inspirational. And you know what? That just feels wrong. The economy, unemployment, the future. Politicians, economists, and journalists are constantly debating these key issues for our country but rarely come to an answer. But behind all this, there is a fairly simple truth. No matter what anybody says, jobs are hard to come by. It might seem a psychotic, insane thing, quitting a job after I'd built a great career over 8 years, but it was a wake-up call. All too often we ignore those, forget that we don't know how long we're here for and that we need to make the most of every moment. I've always been passionate about the concept of helping the underdog. It just doesn't make sense to me as to what kind of person would take a huge platform and not use it to do something, to change something, to help people. Whenever I get negative comments on Twitter, it's always from girls, often ones who are trying to make it in the media. I don't understand why we can't put that energy into uniting and supporting each other instead. After the cancer-free diagnosis, I thought I'd go off and do the things I never did in my teens and 20s. I realized putting things off in life can be dangerous because suddenly you can find you've run out of time. I think compassion is the only way to approach any subject, especially if it's to do with physical appearance. I don't think it's really about tearing something apart. A lot of the things that happened to me came out of the blue, but I'm exactly the same person now as I was when I was sick. I'm still a very optimistic person. I knew it was right to make time for myself to have adventures and fulfill dreams. I'm not trying to prove myself, and I'm not trying to shock anyone. I've been amazingly lucky, and believe me, I don't take anything for granted. I was so overwhelmed by the amazing response I had from thousands of women saying they felt beautiful in my first collection. I wanted to design more clothes they could love themselves in. Some people cheat because they want to, because they can, because it gives them a thrill, or because they just can't do long-term relationships. If you want someone, you have to be willing to wait for them and trust that what you have is real and strong enough for them to wait for you. If somebody jumps ship for you, that fact will always haunt you because you'll know they're light on their feet. Spare yourself the paranoia and the pain and walk away until the coast is clear. I like the fact that Tess Holliday is comfortable in her own skin and loves herself. I think that's a hugely positive message that women of all sizes really need to adopt. I thought it would be more of a challenge than it was to cater for every size, But as you're aware of a woman's curves, they're kind of like a race track, you can create something glamorous and beautiful. So many people are campaigning, fighting, and even dying to make a statement in the name of humanity. These people have no voice that can be heard by many. I wish more celebrities would take the initiative to be that voice. We really shouldn't be putting a label on size. Fashion is for all, and I think confidence and happiness is more important than dress labels. Many weight issues stem from illness, be it physical or, indeed, emotional. And a large portion of people who sometimes struggle to maintain a healthy weight deal daily with their own self-esteem crises. Something I can't stress enough is the massive importance of work experience. It's the only way to find out what work is really like when you're figuring out what path to take and to get an understanding of what it takes to achieve your career ambitions. Jameela Alia Jamil, born the 25th of February 1986 in Hampstead, London, to a Pakistani father, Ali Jamil, and a British-Pakistani mother, Shireen Jamil. She said in 2015 that as a child, she faced numerous health problems, being born with congenital hearing loss and labyrinthitis, which she has had several operations to correct, and that she had 70% hearing ability in her left ear and 50% in her right ear. At 9 she was diagnosed with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a genetic disorder affecting the connective tissue in the body, and at 12 with celiac disease. She experienced mercury poisoning at 21, which she attributes to mercury leakage from amalgam teeth fillings, exacerbated by their improper removal, which damaged her digestive system. As a teenager she suffered from anorexia nervosa, and describes not eating a full meal between the ages of 14 and 17. Jamil is a British actress, activist, podcaster, and television host and judge. She began her career on Channel 4, where she hosted a pop culture series in the T4 strand from 2009 until 2012. She then became the radio host of The Official Chart, and co-hosted The Official Chart Update alongside Scott Mills on BBC Radio 1. She was the first regular solo female presenter of the BBC Radio 1 chart show. In 2016, Jamil relocated to the United States. She played Tahani al-Jamil in the NBC fantasy comedy series The Good Place. She also hosts the TBS late-night game show The Misery Index and is one of the judges of voguing reality competition show Legendary. In 2022, Jamil worked on 2 superhero projects, the animated film DC League of Super Pets and the Marvel Cinematic Universe television series She-Hulk, Attorney at Law.